You guys, as we enter 2023, I need to remind you that exercising, yes, working out, taking care of yourself, is problematic. And it may even be racist. Check this out. From Time, the white supremacist origins of exercise, and 6 other surprising facts about the history of U.S. physical fitness. Yes, guys, stop working out. That is problematic. That's offensive. Exercising, taking care of yourself, not good, obviously. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Zeducation, and welcome to another woke episode. You guys, we do these episodes because I want you to comply. I want you to get down with the changing times, all right? Exercise from time. From time. Exercise is bad, of course. We all knew this already, but I'm here to remind you, and I'm here to make you comply, all right? So if you cringe at any of these examples today, you lose and you're canceled. 2023, no job, no house, no nothing anymore because you're a bad person. You're exercising still, obviously. In all seriousness, the wokeness around this country and the extremism of the wokeness is getting pretty out of hand. That's why we have been continuing to grow our Substack community, zmedia.substack.com, where this week there will be an exclusive That Didn't Age Well episode for free. You don't have to become a member to do that. So if you want to support Zeducation in the off chance that something ever happened to our platforms, head over to Substack and sign up completely for free, and you will get an email when the That Didn't Age Well episode drops this week. If you accept the terms of today's game, you cringe, you're canceled, head down and like this video. And if you are new here, please make sure you are subscribed and have the bell clicked for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Now, on to today's game. If you cringe, you lose, go.
At some point, we gotta talk about this cultural appropriation of Avatar, and white actors are cosplaying as people of color. It's just a mess, and so not necessary, and no amount of visual effects CGI is gonna erase that. Bad lace fronts, dry synthetic braids, Jesus, fix it.
Avatar, blue people. The blue Avatar people. Obviously, that is way out of line. Unbelievable. Cancel Avatar. Even with woke James Cameron at the helm. Cancel him. Of course. Marines told to stop using sir and ma'am to avoid misgendering superiors. The United States Marine Corps. How does this make you feel? Do you have a lot of confidence in our military these days? Yikes. Polyamory Diaries 7. The time has come to meet my wife's boyfriend. The limits of our unconventionality are about to be tested yet again. You know, when these examples come up, I can't tell if they're satire or real. Your wife's boyfriend? Really? All right. Okay, next.
So Stanford University, one of the best universities in America, just released their Elimination of Harmful Language initiative. And you can think of this as a rule of thumb for what language you should use. Or should I say a list of standard rules for language, because apparently rule of thumb is about beating your wife. That's right, this is a giant list of words that you can no longer use, along with their alternatives and a short explanation for why they're bad. Some of the highlights include stand-up meetings are now quick meetings. Tone deaf is now unenlightened. Walk-in is now drop-in. No longer use the term brave, as that is unique to indigenous people, and there's no alternative, so I'm sorry. You can no longer submit forms, they are only ever processed. You also can't be Hispanic, you're now Latinx. You're not African American, you're black. Matter of fact, you can't be American, you're a US citizen, which is weird to me because I know a lot of immigrants that don't have their citizenship, but unfortunately you can't be that either. My favorite part of this list though is the list of words that were considered progressive and inclusive just a few months ago that are now harmful. There are no longer preferred pronouns, there are now just pronouns. A survivor of abuse, for example, is a person who has experienced abuse, which is so much better. And finally, a trigger warning is now a content note because the phrase trigger warning can in itself be triggering. My favorites from this list, though, have to be Karen and Spirit Animal, which I actually agree with. I think those Tumblr girls need a sanity check anyway. I meant a coherence check, sorry.
There you go. You know what? We might do a video here on Zeducation just going over this entire list. This is insane. They're even canceling their own progressive language for, like you said, just a few months ago. That's so brave. I mean, shame on me. Shame on you. Shame on you. Steven Spielberg, I regret the negative impact that Jaws left on sharks. Oh, come on, man. Like, they're predators. What do you mean? Like, we didn't even need your stupid movie to realize that sharks were dangerous. You know, great to see how they dominate the food chain in the ocean. But your movie wouldn't have changed anyone's mind. And what are we going to be like, cuddling with sharks in the ocean if we didn't have Jaws? Stop racism. One of my favorite photos of all time. The self-fulfilling pictures like this. It's just amazing. You know what? You did it, man. You stopped it. And this was exactly what we needed. You know, we didn't need parents in their home teaching kids to treat everyone with respect and dignity, no matter what they look like or where they come from. That's not what solves and stops hate. This does. Creating posters, self-fulfilling posters, condescending, arrogant, patronizing pictures of yourself and posting them online so you feel good. That's what we need, of course.
People need to stop demonizing men for being open-minded. I let my wife sleep with other men, not because I'm a simp, and I wish people would stop calling me that, but because I'm open-minded enough to know that for a relationship to work, you have to let your partner explore other relationships. Because what is your relationship if you don't trust them enough to explore other people? And so that's why I let my wife sleep with other men. And if you have a problem with that, then maybe you need to check and have a look at yourself, because maybe you've got some sort of trust issues going on in your life.
No, that's just not how marriage works, though. You can do that if you want to. I don't agree with it at all. But yeah, no, that's not how you build a lasting, strong marriage. It just isn't. So, oh, I'm sorry. I cringe. I lose. I don't care. In America, racism is in the water. Not anymore. Did you see the photo? It stopped. It's over. If it weren't for maddening pay disparity, Brittany Griner almost certainly would not have been in Russia. I don't know how this is still a narrative. Like, okay, what does the NBA bring in revenue? Now, what does the WNBA bring in revenue? They're different products. They're playing the same game. Anyone that plays basketball just gets paid millions of dollars? Is that how it works? Come on. Like, let's start in 2023. Please, let's start using our brains a little bit. Cambridge Dictionary just dropped a new definition of woman. An adult who lives and identifies as a female, though they may have been said to have a different sex at birth. So identifies as female. But what is female? That you're not identifying and saying what female is. Back to Matt Walsh's documentary, What is a Woman? Nobody can give us an answer, not even the Cambridge Dictionary. Identifies as a female, but what is a female? That's what we all want to know. Old Twitter when legacy media spread lies and misinformation. Happy. Old Twitter when a random person used the wrong pronouns. Angry. Oh yeah, you know, that was old Twitter. You know, censoring things they didn't like and promoting others that they did. Real estate market adds to transgender Americans' housing crisis. You know, I don't know if you knew this, but the real estate market is adding to everyone's housing crisis. The real estate market affects everyone. And it's not good right now, and it's declining fast. So I don't know how this became a headline, but there we go. Prince Harry and Meghan vow this is the beginning and talk of sweeping down walls of oppression as they receive award at New York Gala for fighting racism, hours before their explosive Netflix docuseries is released. You know what? It's about time they got recognition. Meghan, Harry, two of the most oppressed people in the entire world. You know? Glad to have them as spokespeople on this front. Truly. Just walked into a store to do some last-minute shopping, and the greeter said, "Happy Christmas Eve and Merry Christmas." I turned around and left. I'll never shop there again. Yeah, the holiday, it is, you know, Christmas break, schools, that's why they're off. It's predominant holiday for most people. Insane that this is offending people, but it is. Brighton University urges staff to not say Christmas because it's too Christian-centric, and instead call it the winter closure period. What can I say? You know, least surprising headline I've seen.
If you are colorblind, you don't see race. If you don't see race, you don't see racism. If you don't see racism, you are not actively anti-racist. If you're not actively anti-racist, you are racist. It is not complicated.
Again, colorblind. It's funny that they use this term all the time, but if you treat everyone with dignity and respect, that's bad. That is. It truly is. You have to go out and post pictures of yourself online to fight it. Actively anti-racist. That's what you got to do. Look, these aren't my rules. I'm just teaching you the rules for 2023 so you don't get canceled. Man who catcalled woman in the street is one of the first in UK to get £100 fine for sexual harassment after he was caught in undercover police operation. You know, don't do that, obviously. You know, don't be an a-hole. Don't say stupid things to anyone. But I do... It is a little weird that they're doing undercover police operations to find catcallers. I just can't believe that's a thing. Leave it to the UK. Court orders airline to pay for psychotherapy for Brazilian plus-size model who was stopped from boarding because she was too big for her seats. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. And the airline had to... Again, I'm not surprised. Racism raises Alzheimer's risk for non-white Americans, HHS says. Everything, guys, everything. This is why turning off all mainstream sources is good for you. It's good for your health. The divide and conquer narrative is out there. It's true. PETA asks Killingworth to change name of Roast Meat Hill Road to Roast Vegan Hill Road. Roast Meat Hill. Now, hell no. We're keeping that to roast meat. I don't give a darn. I don't give a darn. We're keeping it at Roast Meat Hill. You ever had a good roast? Come on, man. It's good. Live a little. There is no such thing as a family-friendly drag show. I beg to differ. Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Drag Race. Oh, yeah. Climate protesters. Woo! Yeah. Oh, man. Woo! So much entertainment. See you, bye. Have fun in jail. Look, all right. I want to see these climate protesters go to the cobalt mines in Congo. Have you seen those yet? 75% of the world's cobalt coming from the Congo. And in order to have electric vehicles, in order to have cell phones, computers, you need cobalt for the batteries. If you don't, we don't have that stuff. So you got to go to Congo. I'm going to let you search that one for yourself. But I want to see these protesters, you know, actually protesting against something meaningful like that. But they're not doing that because they don't care about that kind of stuff. The Cottage Bakery, non-binary gingerbread people. Yeah, just a reminder, you know, you can do this in 2023, but if you did gingerbread man in 2022, sorry to say, but you're a bad person. Comply or it's going to be a serious backlash. Activists demanding $800,000 for every black resident issues warning to California's reparations task force. Again, comply or else. Comply or else. 800 grand. I have to ask again, I still haven't got an answer. What about Kamala Harris? Her family owned slaves. They did. Like that's a fact. It's a written down fact. Does she get 800 grand too? I have to know. I gotta know. Grandpa wears makeup in viral J&B whiskey commercial with a message. What does that have to do with whiskey? An honest question. And what does that have to do with whiskey? Oh, that's right. You got to pump up your ESG score so you don't get canceled in the corporate world now. Dean Cain says, I think neither of you are girls. And you were never Superman either. Correct. I pretended. Dean? Hey. Whoa. Cancelable offense, Dean. Black people are taking shrooms to heal from racism. Peak journalism. In 2022. This is only going to get better. Better reporting in 2023. American, grandfather, brave, and master. Words Stanford University includes in its index of harmful language because they are ableist, ageist, or racist. Look at that. American, bad. Grandfather, bad. Brave, bad. And master, bad. You cannot use those words anymore. Right here. Stanford University. Our academia. Can't make it up. Akon defends Nick Cannon having numerous kids with multiple women. Says events with children like dance recitals aren't important. That's a white man's thing. Who gives a F about a recital? Wow, Akon. I feel bad for your kids. You're not going to all their programs. That's part of being a parent. Very sad. Whoa. Oh, that's just right. I forgot what you said there. Amazing. How English classrooms are white supremacist.
As an educator, I am constantly worried if I am part of the problem. What do I mean by that? Well, public education is an institution that upholds lots of problematic systems in our society, like white supremacy and misogyny and colonization, etc. In my role as an educator, I try to undermine that BS in my classroom as much as I possibly can. I teach high school English and whew, the white supremacy runs deep. What do I mean by that? Well, let's look at how we write essays. Start with an introduction that includes a thesis. Always cite your sources. Use transition words like however and therefore. These are all made up rules. They're arbitrary. They were created by Westerners in power. In linguistic justice, April Baker Bell calls this the language of respectability or the language of power. Which got me thinking, what if I started my school year with a unit honoring how we talk rather than teaching students how to write properly? So this is the start of my series on teaching linguistics in high school.
You're speaking English, and that offends me. I'm serious. Shame on you. Shame on you. You're teaching English. Your kids, these are their teachers. This is real. It's happening. Federal court declares it's fair for biological males to compete in women's sports. That's true. That happened in Connecticut. So there you go. If you have a daughter, how do you feel about this? Let me know in the comments. Events and meetings without mask mandates are non-inclusive of a significant segment of the population. They're the equivalent to a golf club not allowing women, people of color, or Jews. So, events and meetings without mask mandates. Wow. You can still wear one. You can. That's true. No one's stopping you from not wearing one. Traditional masculinity officially labeled harmful by the American Psychological Association. That's right. We got to, disassemble the nuclear family, of course. Get rid of the patriarchy. Get rid of strong men who provide for their families. Not okay. No.
Make it to the final. The girls will get $5,500 each. The blokes will get $69,000
Each!
How can anyone justify this item?
They can't.
No.
I mean, the gender... I beg your pardon?
I can justify it.
Why?
Why? I tell you what, stars don't get paid more money because, a sport doesn't become interesting because the stars are paid more money. Stars get paid more money because the sport is interesting. Let me ask you this. How many of you guys on the panel know who our Australian Matildas are playing in the quarterfinals?
Don't.
No, because you don't care about it. Now, if you cared about it...
I do if they win.
No, but that's the thing.
They beat Brazil.
Do you know what? All of you can go and watch W League games in the women's competition here, but you don't. Now, when you start to go and watch these women play the wonderful football they do, then they'll earn more money.
But I don't go to watch the men play football either.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of people do, Ita. The Men's World Cup is one of the biggest money spinners on the planet. Women's football, even though at grassroots level it's working really, really well, it's got a long way to go. The other thing, let me ask you this about sports equality. The top 10 fastest men of all time in terms of sprinters are all black, of African origin. Are you telling me that the white guys should say, hold on, we should be paid just as much as the black guys for sprinting? No, because they're not as fast.
No, whoever wins gets the most.
Yeah, well, that's it. Do you know what? There is not one team in the Women's World Cup that could beat a junior male side in the A-League.
So what?
So they're not as good.
Well, they're playing women.
It's, you know what? I think the most disgusting part about this clip is him mansplaining. I can't believe he mansplained that with a very logical, sensible, and correct explanation. I can't believe he did that. Shame on him. I hope he's fired. This is unbelievable. Wow. By owning a pet, you are doing more damage to the environment than you might realize. We don't even talk about the destruction of pets much on this channel, but here we are. As a reminder, if you own pets, that's bad. Oh, man. The climate protesters. Look at this. Is this a F1? They're getting smarter. They're getting smarter, folks.
When men say they want kids, I push. Why? First response I get is usually they want to be a father. Makes sense, but you can be a father to kids that are not biologically related to you. Ask why it's important for their kids to be biological. So many say legacy. This isn't Game of Thrones.
Having kids, bad, racist, patriarchal. Messi's photo holding the FIFA World Cup trophy is officially the most liked post of any social media platform in history, surpassing a TikTok video from Bella Porch. Perfect showcase of sexism and misogyny. I think she spent months learning how to make that face, and he just held up a trophy. Okay. All right. That has to be fake. Has to be fake. There's no way there's a real person out there thinking this. If they are, they probably had teachers like that last lady. How'd you do in today's video? Did you cringe at all? If you did, you're canceled, you're fired. No more. You're out of society. Because if you're not complying with these rules, if you don't accept them as truth, you're bad. You're problematic, all right? Let me know how you did down in the comments. While you're down there, please like this video. Please help me get it recommended to others. Also, be sure to head over to zedmedia.substack.com and watch for the That Didn't Age Well video that is coming out exclusively on there. And make sure you sign up for the email list completely for free. That is it for today's video. Until next time, I'm Tyler Zed, and this is Zeducation.
Nano, no, I don't know.
Idiots.